Going on, and we are live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for the final part of our Baycon diary.
Night Owl special.
Yes, let us know if you can hear us and see us. As always with these live streams, you never know from one day to the next what might happen.
Yeah, we're in total anarchy.
Yes,
today. Anyway.
Now, Baycon is carrying on tomorrow. Baycon runs from Wednesday to Sunday. It finishes around Sunday lunchtime. Some people hang around still playing games, but the official closing time is Sunday around 12 o'clock. And they do a ceremony and they say thank you to people and they give some games away and things like that. We're not going tomorrow. We're going to be playing some Netrunner tomorrow morning. And then some people are going to be coming from Baycon to here on the way home and basically extending the convention by half a day. So yes, so this is the final part of the Baycon diary, even though the convention is still going on tomorrow morning. And we're going to talk about the games that we've played today and what we thought about them.
All right.
I've had the worst day ever.
Yes, I witnessed that.
Absolutely awful day. Terrible, terrible, terrible day. Probably one of the worst days of my life. Not just at a board game convention.
Yes.
You know why?
Probably the 27 points that you lost out.
No.
Okay.
No. I didn't play Elder Scrolls.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true.
I'm so sad. So that's it.
Yeah. Bye.
I didn't play Elder Scrolls today, and every other game pales in comparison. So, yeah. I did play a little filler game this morning.
Yes.
Got there about 9 o'clock.
No.
And played a short filler game, which you may have heard of. Voidfall. So Voidfall for me is probably a twice a year game. I played it more when it came out because I was learning it, ready to do the video and everything else. But Voidfall probably was when I first played it. Well, when I played a few games of it, I think I said it's probably in my top 3. Might even be in my top 2. It's probably now in my either top 5 or top 10. I don't know. The game is still fantastic. It's really, really good. But there have been other games that have come out since Voidfall. It's talking about it as if it's old.
No,
it's not old whatsoever.
Years.
But yes, so it is still a fantastic game, and we had a 4-player game of it today where all of the players knew the rules, and we didn't have any teaching or anything like that. We had a couple of queries about a couple of things, but other than that, we just cracked on with it. Now, we did play a 4-player game, which was 3 out of 4 on the aggression level. But, and this is my... Voidfall would be higher in my ratings if it weren't for this, but we had no player versus player conflict at all in the game. And this is an aggression level 3 out of 4.
It
can happen.
Yeah. I think it's very much depending on, do you have wormholes? Do you have a quick way of getting to the other player? Are the Voidborn sectors more rewarding in terms of taking the risks? Not the risks. You calculate if it's more beneficial for you to take a Voidborn sector versus hurting the other player, trying to hinder them.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of scenarios where PvP works. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily the ones in the scenario book, but the community is amazing in putting out new scenarios. The solo app really helped me to get well into the double digits with Voidfall.
Right.
It's a fan-made one. It's fantastic. But yeah, PvP is very much dependent on how you build your galaxy.
Yeah.
I agree.
And 2 of the 4 houses that we were playing today were ones that do better with a turtling strategy.
Yeah.
So one of them was all about building up banks and credit base, and I've won with that house, and I only ever attacked once, and that was the sector next to where I started, and I spent the whole game with those 3 sectors, and nobody came close to me. And Mark was playing a race that was all about production.
Yeah.
So again, he did a tiny little bit of combat. I was playing a race, and I wanted to expand and do combat and stuff like that, but I never got close to the other players. So if you are the kind of player that likes big spaceship games where you're getting to attack the other players on a regular basis, that's not Voidfall.
No.
Voidfall is not that. It looks like it's that, but it isn't that. If you love the heavy Euro complexity puzzle of how am I going to achieve all of these goals and do all of this stuff, then that's what the game is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still love it. I am trying to get it played twice a year. I haven't played the co-op version that much. I have played it once with Mark Dainty, but yeah, the co-op version is really good. Oh, the co-op and solo game is the same game. But yeah, that was my first game of today. Yeah. Took us about an hour to set up, which is normal, and then it took us, I think, about 4 hours to play. We weren't playing particularly quick, but yeah. So that was my first game of today. What were you playing while we were void falling?
I tried to spice it up because we played Dune Imperium Uprising. I really loved the Dune universe. I think Uprising, for me at least, replaced the old Imperium base game. I'm looking forward to try it with Bloodlines. We had a fantastic game, very tense. It actually was not closed off by a big battle. There was a battle at the end, and then just some clever flipping of some cards, and one last victory point for one player.
Right,
made it. So we had good fun with it.
Okay,
I really enjoyed it.
Cool. And you probably finished before we did.
Yes, we had time for fishing. Which is, we played it at a pub. We played it at Baycon. It's a really good pocket-sized game.
Yeah.
I love trick-taking. I think it works. We played it 3-player, 4-player, all-player counts. Yeah. It's a really, really nice jam.
Yeah. And I've covered it on the channel. If you're interested in that, it is a little trick-taking card game from Friedman Freezer. The twist in the game is that you have a deck of cards which you don't use in round 1 of the game, but then players will essentially have a deck of cards. Starts off at nothing, but every card that you win in the first round of the game goes into this deck. So the more you win, the more cards you have in your deck. The problem is, those cards that are in your deck are the starting cards, and they're not very good.
No.
And if you don't do very well in round 1, then you don't have enough cards in your deck to fill your hand. Therefore, you get to draw cards from this other deck, which is more powerful cards. So you want to win because every card you get is worth a point, but you don't want to win too much because then you will end up with just a load of bad cards in your deck.
You want to win with the good cards. There are cards with special abilities, so you can steal cards from tricks. I think it's really clever. There's tension, timing. You can really cause some surprise to the other players. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, and Freeman Freezer is known for, he's a genius and he comes up with some crazy ideas and twists.
Sometimes they work.
Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't.
In this case, it works.
Yes,
quite well.
Absolutely, definitely. Mark Ellis is saying that I nearly ate his lasagna. Absolutely. Sorry, Mark, but, it was there. There was a fork.
Yeah.
There was lasagna. What can I do? Adam is saying it was a huge map, mine. Oh yeah, the map that we used for Voidfall was one of the larger maps, and it didn't have wormholes on. So actually getting near to another player, yeah. But none of us even attacked one of the fallen houses. We had 4 fallen houses in the game, and not a single one of us attacked the fallen houses. I was going to, but I had other things to do as well. Sereny's here, just saw the video, 1 a.m. there. Looking forward to watching us tomorrow. Yes, we'll be back tomorrow live with some playthroughs. So second game that I played today, this is a prototype. So this was not the finished version of the game. It's mostly finished. This is the new version of Trismegistus, which I did an unboxing video for this on...
Yesterday morning.
No, was it?
Yesterday.
Was it?
I think so.
No, I think it was Thursday morning.
Thursday?
Friday? I don't know. Friday. Anyway, it's all a bit of a blur.
In the past.
So Trismegistus is the new edition of the game coming from Board and Dice. It is going to be going to crowdfunding in May, and I've got an early version of it. It is a prototype. The rulebook is still in the process of being written, so we struggled through it today because, the rulebook that we've got is literally, they're in the middle of writing it, but I really wanted to play it. Other people really wanted to play it, so we struggled through. And a big thank you to Casper from Board and Dice because I was basically asking him questions and he was answering those questions, and that really helped us. So we all enjoyed the game. We know that it's not the finished version of the game, and they might still be even tweaking a couple of the rules. They are still developing it and playtesting it because they want it to be as good as it can be. But yeah, we got on with that. It's certainly a big improvement on the previous version of the game, which had various issues. But this one looks really nice and it plays quite quickly, I think, once you get to know it. But it does have, which seems to be common with a lot of board and dice games, things that trigger off other things, which then trigger off other things. So individual player turns could actually be quite long, even though you might only be doing one action. And there was one turn where I think it was like, okay, it's my turn, right, well, I'm going to flip over my battery, which allows me to do 2 transmutations. For the first transmutation, I'm going to pay this essence. Paying this essence moves me up a track. Because I've hit space 4 on that track, I trigger my player power, which is whenever I hit space 4 or 8, I get 2 essences, right? Okay. So we've done the transmutation. I've moved a transmutation. Now I'm going to do my second transmutation, which is to spend an essence, move up a track, do the thing. I've done the thing. Right. Now I've got everything in the right place. I can now do this experiment. So I'm going to do this experiment, which requires me to have a certain amount up the track, which I do. I need to spend this and spend that. Right, what's the reward for it? I get the reward. I do that. I do that. Because that's my first blue experiment, I've unlocked a book. So I take my book and I put it into my library. Oh no, I've completed a row. Now when you complete a row, I'm going to get that bonus and that bonus. Okay, so I did all of that and then I went, I haven't actually had my actual action yet, right? All of those things were free actions that you can do on your turn. You only get to do one action, and my actual action was, I'm going to take a dice, and I'm going to spend 1 pip to take a card. That's it. So my actual action for the turn was relatively simple, but the game is all about taking the actions to prepare yourself for being able to do the experiment, and doing an experiment is a free action. So yeah, it's one of those games where you're just going to have to, keep track of a few things as you're doing your turn, and once you've done that a couple of times, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah.
You've not played the original version of the game?
No.
You saw us playing that though, didn't you?
I've seen a lot of thumbs up and really happy players. That's what I have witnessed.
Yeah. I mean, Mark played it today. Mark's a big fan of the original version of the game, and he actually brought the original game with him because we didn't think this was going to arrive in time, and he really wanted to play the original. So he spent a couple of days last week reading through the rules of the original game again. And then when we all went for lunch after Voidfall, and thank you very much, Mark, for this, Mark sat down, set up Trismegistus, and basically read through the new rulebook. So when we got back from lunch, he mostly taught us how to play. So, that was what I played. So what did you play after fishing?
I see Brandon is in the chat. I think he will appreciate this.
Hi, Brandon.
Adam and Ian, 3 of us played Maria, which is a 3-player only war game from 2009 from Hista Games. I think it's a fantastic, clean design. You play with a deck of cards. You use it for combat. You use it for bidding for political cards. It's Austrian succession from a historical perspective,
Right.
and it's just every time it's a blast. Unfortunately, we were not able to stop France. And yeah,
and we don't have the box here because
we don't have the box. It was Adam's copy.
It's Adam's copy of the game.
I also have a copy of the game, and I will never sell it because it's
that good.
It's that good. It's very clean design, very very unique in terms of mechanisms, and it's just a lovely game.
Okay, how isn't it more well known, or is it just me that's not heard of it? I mean, I've heard of it, but it's not.
I think
a game that's talked about a lot.
No. It's an old classic, and if you look at the map design or the box, it's a re-implementation of an even older game, Friedrich.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you can play it online on Ready the Troops. Yeah.
Right.
It's really really nice.
Right.
We had a good time with it, and we actually finished way earlier than we expected.
Right. But it's a 3-player game only.
It's 3-player only.
Did you say it was a war game?
It's hard. It's so abstracted because you're playing logistics. You have a supply train that needs to support your troops. It's nothing compared to a very operational level deep war game. You see the map of Europe in front of you. You're guiding different factions. You have a political turn at the beginning of every round, so there are ways to negotiate, to make peace. It's an amalgamation of different things. It's not a true war game, but it's a fantastic.
But what is?
Yeah, what is?
Yeah. And then you played another old classic.
Yes. We because we finished early, we thought, okay, let's play something that can host a bit more players. It plays quicker, maybe 90 minutes. So Adam pulled out El Grande.
The new version of El Grande, which is the exact same as the old version of El Grande, just looks nicer.
Same publisher. Yep. The new image is up on BGG, but the same publication date, 1996, 94. I don't even remember.
I think it was the Spiel des Jahres winner in 95.
95.
I think.
There you go.
Might be wrong on that. But
and unfortunately, I got pipped on the last round by 2 points, but it was actually my first play of it. But I really enjoyed it, and it worked quite well. Scores were quite tight. No hard feelings, so we still love each other after the game, despite moving other pieces and assassinating.
You did delete them from your contacts and block them on Facebook. I saw you doing that.
Who are these?
I saw you doing that. El Grande is a game I probably should have in my collection, and I don't. Yeah. And I keep meaning to write to Hans im Glück. It's Hans im Glück, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Still.
I keep meaning to write to them, but I can't forgive them for the whole meeple trademark thing, so yeah.
I mean, true, there are a lot of meeples in the game.
And then the last game that we both played today together was the Anarchy. So, I played the Anarchy twice. It was the first game that I played at Baycon on the Thursday morning, and it was the last game that I played at Baycon as well.
Remind me again, who won that first game?
Me.
Okay, and who won the last game?
Me.
Okay, thank you.
Best game ever. I was really keen to play this again this weekend because I played it for the first time on Thursday, and I got a really good vibe from it. I got a really good impression of it. It was the best game that I played on Thursday, and I've been really excited. If you missed the video from Thursday, basically I've spent the last 3 weeks working on the how to play video for this game. I have been living and breathing this game from a rules point of view, sitting here for hours and hours and hours editing the video without ever having played the game, getting more and more excited about playing it because just working on the rules of the game, I thought this is going to be great. I'm going to love this. And then when I played it on Thursday, I did really, really enjoy it. And I really wanted to play it again. So thankfully, 3 other people also were keen to try it. And we actually played the alternative way of playing it today, which was the siege scenario. So in the normal version of the game, there are 5 rounds, and in each round, your castle is being attacked. And in addition to that, you are sending troops to another castle, not the other players' castles, because you're all on the same side, but other castles in order to attack them. The alternative way to play the game is the siege mode scenario. And in the siege scenario, you are not having to send out troops to another castle. And it actually says in the rulebook, for an easier first game, we recommend the siege scenario, because then you don't have to explain the rules on attacking other people's castles. So I thought, okay, this is going to be an easier game. But it turns out that the scenario cards that you use for the siege mode scenario mean that your castle is getting attacked a lot more.
We have seen some big numbers.
Big numbers tonight, and this is still the easy version of the game. Now, what's really interesting is that we went into it, me and Ian had played before, and we thought, oh, well, if we're not attacking other people's castles, other castles, then we're not going to need as many knights, we're not going to need as many soldiers, and we're not going to need as much food, and we're not going to need all of those things. But because the attacks on your castle are bigger, you are going to need the knights and you are going to need the soldiers, but you're going to need them for defense of your own castle rather than the attacking other castles. Now, the main thing for me that I noticed is, just as an example, you can build the walls of your castle and the walls go up to level 4. In the easy version of the normal scenario, the highest attack strength that you're going to have on any side of your castle is 4. So as long as you can use your walls to protect yourself, you're fine. You don't need to worry about it. But in the siege scenario, in the easy version, the numbers go up to 6 at the end.
Yes.
So even if you're getting attacked and you can use your walls, the walls themselves are not going to be enough. But that was your first game of it.
Yes.
And you've played Hadrian's Wall.
I've played Hadrian's Wall probably 50 times.
Which is from the same designer, from the same publisher, and this is an evolution of the Hadrian's Wall system where 80% of it is the same?
Yes, but I can answer Brendan's question. From my perspective, for me, it's better than Hadrian's Wall because it's the refined version. Actually, we played Dune Imperium Uprising, which is a refined version of Dune Imperium.
Yeah.
Trismegistus, refined version, which is a refined version. And Anarchy, which is a refined version of Hadrian's Wall. So it's
There's
quite
no new
thematic.
games.
Yeah, no new games. Right.
So you enjoyed it?
Yes, massively.
You want to play again?
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
off we go then.
Okay, bye. Actually, it's Sunday.
It is Sunday. It is Sunday. So later today, we got two things coming up on the channel later today. The first thing is, and this will be a Patreon only video. So if you are one of my Patreon supporters, you are going to get access to me and Martin playing Netrunner here tomorrow morning at some point. I'll say 9:30, 10 o'clock. I don't know. It will be whenever we, get up and shower and whatever. But the big one is at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So that's 1 o'clock UK time tomorrow. And it is Stressbotics, which might be the most complicated game that I've ever covered on the channel. And I've covered Lacerda games and I've covered Voidfall. Is it more complex than them?
To me, no.
To you, no, because you've wrapped your head around this game so that it makes sense.
Yeah.
But to me...
We will answer that question tomorrow at 6 p.m.
Yeah, so we're expecting it to be a 4 or 5 hour playthrough. Have we decided if it's going to be 4 players or not?
I think it's going to be.
Okay, so now we've been speaking to the designer of the game, Fernando, and this is a very complex game, and it is quite a niche game.
Yes,
I think it's not niche as in, it is a heavy Euro.
Yeah.
So it's not niche in that way, but it's niche in terms of it is very complex, and therefore it's only going to appeal to a smaller group of people than most heavy Euros.
Yes.
And I think what has helped is that everybody I've seen who's played this has played it with you teaching them.
Yeah.
If you go out and buy this game and then it's down to you to learn it, the learning curve is huge. But you've already put that in, you've helped work on the FAQ for the game, so you know the game really well. Yeah. And the advantage of that is you can then introduce it to others, whereas I don't think they would have the time or the effort required to learn it.
You have to be committed, but because there are only 2,000 copies, most of the people who own this game really, really want to play it and enjoy it. And hopefully with tomorrow's video we can help it.
And you taught this to people at GridCon, and everybody who played it at GridCon enjoyed it. You also played it on Friday.
Yes.
And everybody who played it on Friday enjoyed it.
Yes. I taught it at various conventions, various gaming groups, but I was always conscious of I'm playing this with people who already play Lacerdas, who enjoy the mechanisms, the programming, the pick up and deliver, the action selection in it. And it's a very cute, wonky space robot theme. Yeah. And the setting really helps.
The robots get stressed out, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just the robots, not us.
Not us. But yeah, we're speaking to the designer, and to be honest, I've said to him that I think there are only 2 board gaming YouTube channels in the world that are brave enough to cover this game on the channel. The other one being Heavy Cardboard, and Heavy Cardboard have already done a 3-player playthrough of it.
Yes.
So the designer has been trying to convince both me and Martin, please do a 4-player, please do a 4-player, because this might be the only ever 4-player playthrough in the world, unless Heavy Cardboard decide to go back to it and do a 4-player playthrough, which they might do because I think they like the game as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes, Brendan. I'm flying out to everyone who wants to learn the game. I'm available.
You come in the box, don't you?
Yes. Yeah.
So let's have a look at the components list. Yep, includes Martin. Yes. There you go. So he's in the components list. So I'm actually very excited about it. I remember speaking to the designer at Essen, and he, this is a review copy. Well, no, this is your copy.
This is mine.
Mine's actually with somebody else at the moment. And yeah, I was very excited about it, but I was aware that it's going to take a lot of time and effort for me to learn it well enough to be able to cover it on the channel, and I just haven't had that time. But here we go. Martin's come over to do that. So yeah, looking forward to it. And then that will be the last game that I've played
this week
in the 4 days.
Yes.
Now, we're not going to be doing a day 4 Baycon video diary, so there won't be one. We will talk about this game afterwards.
Yes.
But I just wanted to say that the last 3 days for me have been incredible. You only saw 2 days of it, but I've had the most amazing 3 days of gaming, which started off with the Anarchy. I mean, what did I play on Friday, Thursday? I can't even remember now. But it was the Anarchy. It was Black Forest. It was... What were the 4 games that I played? Oh,
It doesn't matter.
Great Western Trail, El Paso.
That was Elder Scrolls. That's all.
Yesterday was Elder Scrolls all day. Today I played 3 games and I enjoyed everything. It's just been a really good 3 days, and tomorrow will be, just as good as well. So yeah, I've had the time of my life for the last few days. It's been really good. It's been really fantastic. I've not slept very much, but that's part of the course.
We can work on that now.
Yeah, we can. I'll tell you what. After tomorrow, I think I might be in bed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right, we are all done. So thank you very much to everybody for joining us. We've had fewer people joining us tonight, maybe because we're about an hour and a half later than normal. But I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Big thank you to all of my patron supporters for funding the channel, and keep an eye out tomorrow morning for the link for the Netrunner playthrough. But the Stress Botics video is on the channel now. It is there. You can go and click on that little subscribe bell thing, whatever it is, and get a notification. But if you want to see that, we'll be here tomorrow playing that. For now, thank you very much for joining me, Martin. Thank you for us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.